Thank you for joining this short webinar showing you how to complete the customs declaration when making an export declaration using Customs Declaration Service software. This is step 11 of a series of short webinars introducing the Customs Declaration Service guidance on completing an export declaration. This table sets out the step-by-step guides we'll be covering in this series. We'll be showing you screenshots from gov.uk. HMRC is constantly improving the digital experience of our customers, so you may find that some of these screenshots will be slightly different to those you'll see on gov.uk. This webinar series follows Grayson, who is exporting children's t-shirts from Great Britain to the USA. He has his own Customs Declaration Service software product, which means he can submit his own declarations. Grayson is completing an export standard declaration. It's important that Grayson follows the steps in order, otherwise his declaration will fail validation. Grayson needs to ensure he's on the Navigate the CDS Declaration Instructions for Exports page. If he scrolls down, he'll see the 11 steps he needs to follow. Grayson scrolls down to step 11, which focuses on completing the customs declaration whilst referring to the appendices that relate to specific data elements. In the previous webinar, Grayson worked through the declaration by reviewing all data element groups using the CDS Declaration Completion Instructions for Exports alongside appendices 1 and 2. However, some data elements require specific codes that can be found in the additional appendices. Therefore, he needs to make frequent reference to the various appendices when completing his declaration. In this webinar, Grayson is reviewing the data elements in Group 5 and is trying to complete data element 512, which relates to the Customs Office of Exit. He has checked appendices 1 and 2, but there is no information on data element 512 in those appendices. Following this, Grayson can see that there is specific guidance related to the declaration category B1 in the data element completion instructions. However, focusing on the information under the subheading All Declaration Categories, Grayson selects Appendix 14, which has specific data element information on UK Customs Office codes. This then takes Grayson to this page. He selects the option View Online, which opens this page that shows a list of possible codes and their descriptions that can be declared in data element 512. Grayson reviews all the codes that might be relevant to his declaration. The code that is relevant is GB000084, as he's exporting his goods from London Heathrow Cargo. During the completion of his declaration, Grayson will have to look up several other codes in the appendices that are specifically linked to specific data elements. Grayson's journey of completing his customs declaration for exports has begun. It's important that he reviews all the previous steps to ensure he has used the correct information and identified codes correctly. As a summary, we'll now take a quick look at the previous steps. Step 1 was about identifying Grayson's declaration category. He continues to review Appendix 22A, which relates to declaration category B1. Step 2 was about finding the specific commodity code for Grayson's declaration, which he has to revisit in later steps to check whether any other information is needed, for example in relation to additional information or document codes. Step 3 was to identify the procedure code. This is the first time he has used Appendix 1. He will continue to use this throughout the declaration. In steps 4 and 5, Grayson used Appendix 1 and the data element 110 to data element 111 correlation matrix to identify the permitted additional procedure codes. He used Appendix 2 to determine which additional procedure code was relevant to his declaration scenario. In step 6, Grayson identified the possible additional information code for the declaration. To do this, he used Appendix 4 alongside Appendices 1 and 2 and the UK Integrated Online Tariff. Step 7 identified the document and other reference codes using Appendix 5 alongside Appendices 1 and 2, as well as the UK Integrated Online Tariff. This was not applicable in Grayson's declaration scenario. Steps 8, 9 and 10 were about Grayson taking the information he'd already collated and using the CDS declaration completion instructions for exports to find the other data elements, remembering that Appendices 1 and 2 take precedence. In the final step, he uses the appendices to identify specific codes for specific data elements. Once Grayson has completed step 11, he will have all the relevant codes required to be able to make a valid customs declaration for exports. Grayson has now identified how to successfully find all the necessary information and codes for his declaration. His next step will be to complete and then submit the declaration. If you have any questions regarding exports, you can find online support by searching Imports and Exports General Enquiries on gov.uk. You can also contact HMRC via any of the channels such as Digital Assistant, web chat or phone. This is the last webinar from the Customs Declaration Service Declaration Customs Clearance Instructions for Exports series. Thank you for watching.